Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. And today I want to take a look at one of my favorite pairs of kicks from childhood. I want to look at a pair of Air Trainer 1s, and the Air Trainer has really seen a surge in popularity again. I don't know if it's really catching on. I don't know if people really feel the same way that I do about it. I associate Air Trainers mostly with Bo Jackson, who was just one of the most incredible athletes that I remember watching as a kid. You also might remember the Air Trainer from athletes like John McEnroe. There was just a ton of different people that wore the Air Trainers, and that was pretty much the purpose of them. They were supposed to be do-it-all kind of shoe. But today I want to look at one of the OG colorways. This is the Midnight Navy colorway. I already looked at the chlorophyll colorway and I was very pleased with how those came out. And today I want to take a look at the Midnight Navy pair. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these Air Trainer 1s in the Midnight Navy colorway. I mentioned on the intro that we are getting some Cactus Jack Air Trainer 1s, but also coming up on the sneakers app here in the US, I saw that we're getting a pair that's called like Photon Dust and maybe Light Smoke Gray. I don't think that's an original colorway, but it looks like they made those in the same style as these. It looks like they're trying to stay really true to the shape, materials, that sort of thing with those, but I don't think that's an original colorway. For the box, they gave us a box just like we got on the chlorophylls. It's that old style box that we see like Hirachis come in and that sort of thing. But it's got that verbiage that says Nike sport shoes are manufactured to the exact specifications of champion athletes throughout the world. And it's got that gray stripe going on. The tag reads Air Trainer 1. The colors are white and midnight navy. I got a size 10.5. I would recommend going a half size up on Air Trainer 1s. I have a wide foot, and a lot of times where the strap is, it rubs the outside of my foot if I don't go a half size up. I paid $140 for these plus taxes and shipping. I think I have about 150 bucks into them. I ordered these from nclothing.com, which is a retailer from outside of the US. But then to go along with that old school box, we got these old school kicks. And they are just as beautiful as the chlorophyll pair. I really, really like them. Right away, I could tell that the gray nubuck overlays on these shoes is much of the same. It's pretty much what we got on the chlorophyll pair. And I was happy about that because that material feels really good. It looks really nice. And I love the color of it. I just think the whole package comes together really, really well. Also, much like the chlorophyll pair, this white leather for the base of these it feels exactly the same. Like, I'm pretty sure that they just used the exact same materials. Basically, the differences are on these blue overlays for the chlorophyll pair, they were black. So it had black leather here at the base where the strap is, black leather for the swoosh, and then a black rubber strap with the bright green Nike branding, and also this little painted accent down here around the midsole that was painted black instead of being painted blue. And everywhere that you see the red accents on this shoe, they were the green chlorophyll color on the chlorophyll pair. And actually, I got them right here. I'll show you. So you can see the shape is pretty much spot on. The gray is the same material. and I think both are equally as nice. If you want to check out my review of these, I'll link it down in the description. But I think if you're torn between which pair to go with and you're worried that maybe the quality on one is better than the other, they're exactly the same as far as quality goes, and I'm really, really happy with the quality of both of them. But they both definitely have that retro feel to them, and I love that. But we'll go ahead and start with this outsole like we do so often, and it looks like we've got some bright white rubber and some gray rubber. We've got that small little Nike accent there, and it's just a very retro looking tread pattern. You can see the pivot point, and it's just kind of chunky and not really complex or anything, but it definitely has an 80s feel to it. And then you can see that rubber kind of wraps up here. I think I heard somebody referring to this as like an outrigger, but this is where I will get rubbing if I don't go a half size up. And I do have a wider foot, but I just think a half size up is probably the way to go for most people in this shoe. The strap down here, it just feels really, really snug. It's not a really wide shoe to begin with, but because of this strap and the way this rubber comes up here, I pretty much have to go with a 10.5. But going a half size up works out perfectly for me. But you can see that aside from this rubber, then we've also got some painted foam here, and this does have an air unit inside, but it's encapsulated so you don't see it. You've got white painted foam back here, and then just above that you've got a midnight navy painted accent, and it's nice and neat, very clean. Love the way that came out. And then coming up to the mudguard, we'll see some of this nice gray nubuck, just like we had on the chlorophyll pair. And just like on the chlorophyll pair, you get a lot of movement on it. I don't know if I can pick that up on camera just because it's hard to get the right angle, but you really get a lot of life out of it, and it doesn't take long feeling it to just be able to tell it is a really, really, really nice material. I love what they used on these. But you've got this nice gray nubuck here on the mudguard. On the side panels, you've got some overlays. And then on the heel. And I love the way this heel looks. I think that is so nice with the red stitching, the Nike Air branding. And then with the midnight navy just underneath of it. I just think that looks really, really sharp. Then aside from that, we've just got this nice white leather. It's soft. It really does feel like a pair of kicks that could have came from the 80s. Like, it's soft. It doesn't feel overly synthetic or anything. It's nice. It's got perforations on the toe box, and then perforations on the side panels, which was very common back in the day. You can see them poking through there. And then I love this stitching on the back. I just think that looks so nice up around the collar. But it's very padded, and I really like the shape of it. But as I mentioned before, we've got a midnight navy blue overlay here where the strap is, and then for the swoosh, and that's got a little bit of texture to it, and it just looks really, really nice. It actually feels pretty decent as well. And we've got it feels like it's got a rubber type texture, but just a Velcro strap here at the base in a midnight navy color and the red Nike branding. The tongue is more of that white leather, and it's got white piping and a white tag that says Nike, and then it has a blue swoosh. The back of the tongue is red, and it's got a white sock liner and a blue insole, and they just gave us some flat white laces on these. But let me know what you think.